Would you guys like to hear a joke to start Liverpool Latest today? Chelsea Football Club. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Liverpool Latest. I am your host, Matt. Thank you for joining me. And I have a lot to talk about today. So, outside of our little joke to start the episode, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Probably the biggest piece of news that I have seen today, or throughout the week actually, has been in the direction of Ibrahima Konate, fresh off probably one of the more poor performances he has had all season. It seems as though any report, any tweet, any article I read, all signs point towards a new contract. Which is funny because, again, the timing of said contract comes an ironic time where he had an absolutely abysmal performance against Everton this past Sunday. So, as it stands right now, if all is true, there's going to be a lot less stress that Liverpool need to have going into the summer because Konate won't be leaving on a free. They'll still have some defensive depth in addition to other pieces that are either getting healthy or that we picked up. In this case, Jeremy Jaquette, who will, of course, hopefully be good to go come the preseason to, get himself assimilated to the thick of things at Liverpool Football Club. Leone will be back. Van Dijk will still be there. Hopefully our right back and left back positions will have a much better outlook after everybody heals up and just gets better after a very grueling season. But it seems as though everything points to him being close to an agreement with the club. The last I heard was not an official tweet by Liverpool themselves, but it was a alleged confirmation that Liverpool and Konate have reached an agreement, and there should be an announcement soon. I have heard that story before. I'll believe it when I see Liverpool post about it on any social media or any article on their website. So until I see something personally, I don't believe a goddamn thing. I believe that talks have probably gone forward. But as far as an agreement goes being reached fully, well, we just have to wait a little bit more time. But again, if this is true, the timing couldn't have been more ironic. But all in all, as far as the center back position goes, it saves us a lot of headaches, a lot of speculation that we have had throughout the course of the season now can hopefully come to rest. Now we don't need to worry about shopping for any new players in the transfer market, spending more money than we probably need to. And so there is a lot of good implications for Liverpool Football Club right now. I cannot say the same for Dominic Szoboszlai, though. It seems like there has been no progress on a contract extension, which is hilarious because, well, Szoboszlai has probably been one of the better players we have had all season on the team. Granted, his contract runs until 2028, so there's still 2 more years remaining on the contract. I understand why maybe talks have kind of stalled because they still think that there's a lot of time between now and then. As we have found out over the course of this season, time goes by fast. Just feels like just yesterday we won the Premier League, and now we are an absolute shitter of a team at times. So, as far as I know, and as far as anyone else knows and has read, he's happy where he is. He wants to stay long term, but he acknowledges the fact that the decision is out of his hands right now. So, it's a matter of what they want to pay him. I think he'll eventually get a contract. I don't think it's going to happen at the end of this season or even going into next season. I will keep an eye on it because clearly I believe Szoboszlai is a very important factor to the team. I believe that. Sorry if you hear my phone going off in the background. But I do believe that he's an important aspect to the team, and it would be a disappointment to see him walk. But you ask me, I think it's just a matter of time. It's just maybe now isn't the right time. I think maybe he wants a little bit more than maybe what they're talking about. Maybe he needs another year to prove himself. Maybe he wants another stellar season like he's been having. And granted, he's been a little bit slow the last couple of games, but as you look at the season overall, it's still a lot better than other players on the team. That is what I can say. As far as transfer rumors go, we have a couple of things to talk about. Once again, the talk of a Salah succession plan is in place, and it seems like Liverpool have been linked with, and I'm probably going to butcher the shit out of this, Magnus Akliuche. I guess he is a winger. I'm not really sure where he plays. This is a name that is completely unfamiliar to me, frankly. Granted, he must be so important and so good at what he does right now that Manchester United have also been linked in the same conversation. So he has been described as a long-term potential replacement for Mo Salah. And I swear to God, I don't know how many times I have to bring this up. We do not need a Salah replacement. We need someone who plays like Salah. We need someone who could put out the output. But no one's going to ever be Mo Salah for this club. There was only one Mo Salah. And I say that as an absolute glazer for him. And I acknowledge that. But you cannot sit here and tell me that we should be trying to find a one-of-one replacement for probably one of the most insane players to bless the Premier League in recent years, even if he is on a downwards spiral this season. But you cannot tell me that we can fully ever replace him. I believe that there are options for people who could play as well as him, but I don't think we'll ever find that one-of-one that everybody seems to talk about. I don't think Diomande could be one-of-one. I think Diomande could stand on his own. I think Elise will probably do a pretty solid job. If Akliuche, again, sorry if I'm butchering that, is as good as advertised, absolutely. Try to do your best to sign him. I still believe Diomande and Elise are probably the top two that we should be focused on. But we have also held talks with the agent of Mateus Fernandes, who is currently over at West Ham. Of course, United have also been in talks with the same player. Knowing that the midfield might be a potential problem for us this offseason, as we don't know what's going on with a couple of players, i.e. Curtis Jones and McAllister, I believe that Mateus Fernandes could be a potential solid pickup if he's as good as advertised. But again, United have to stick their nose where it doesn't fucking belong. And lo and behold, this is what we have to do. It is an unfortunate scene, but it is what it is. So as far as I'm concerned, there's some targets out there that could be possibly good opportunistic pickups, but heavy competition as per usual when it's top talent, and only so much top talent and only so few clubs that want to get a hold of such top talent. So we'll have to see what happens in the coming months. I don't think either name is probably going to sign. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to sign with United either, but I don't know if Liverpool is going to pick up those names. I haven't heard any reports outside of today that confirms any sort of backup to this. As far as I know, this is the first time hearing about it. What I will say, though, as far as the attack goes, again, another Salah succession conversation. Anthony Gordon from Newcastle. I've been talking about him quite a bit the last couple of weeks. He's been doing quite well for Newcastle, especially probably in the wake of Isak leaving. That said, there have been talks and links with him, with us and other clubs. Bayern Munich is also interested in signing Anthony Gordon as well, and I believe I've touched on this in the past. It seems like Newcastle have finally officially set a high asking price for the winger if somebody is that desperate to pick him up. The price for such a player, drumroll please, that was terrible, 75 million euros or pounds. Actually, I think that's the euro sign. Otherwise, probably, yeah, it's a shit ton of money. That's what it is. It's a shit ton of money. Probably so absolutely nuts of an amount that no club would probably want to sign that much right away without some negotiation in between. So clearly, Newcastle is probably trying to set this asking price in favor of not getting rid of Gordon, because if they did, I can't imagine who they would pick up to replace him. I don't follow Newcastle that much, so again, I couldn't tell you what their recruitment plans have been. Clearly, being the fact that they're still middle of the table, not all that great post-Isak, let's be honest. But this is a very high valuation. As far as I'm concerned, Newcastle's stance is willing to sell only if this valuation is met, and that seems to be what they're looking for, is to not sell him, hence why it's so high, like I said. Excuse me, allergies. And Bayern's position clearly is they're interested, but clearly this price might be a little bit too steep for them. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if Liverpool goes for this now. I was kind of hoping for it. I wouldn't be shocked if they attempt, but I don't think they're going to be paying that full price, or at least they're going to try and lower it a little bit, and I don't see Newcastle budging on that right now. So, price is a little bit steep for my taste, personally. And I'm sure he's a great player. I mean, he's done well against us at times, so I'm not going to sit here and shit on him. I'm just saying that clearly this is a price of Newcastle trying to not get rid of him. So I'm not necessarily super concerned now about Anthony Gordon, now that I've heard the money and the price that is being asked of him. So that is what I have today for Liverpool Latest. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Please be sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts down below if you have the opportunity to. Most importantly, if you enjoy what you watched or listened to here today, I highly implore you to subscribe to the show, share it with your fellow Liverpool friends, whether it's at the pub, the bar, just friends you meet online. I would love to grow this platform. I would appreciate it if you help me in doing so. I love what I do here. This has been a very cathartic process for me, given the fact that this season has been an absolute stinker. But hey, it could be a lot worse. That's all I could say. We could be Leicester City, who is relegated once again to League One as opposed to the Champions League, I think is what it's called. So we could be worse. It could be worse. We could be them. But so thanks for joining me, guys. When you join the Liverpool Latest family, always remember that you never walk alone. I'll see you on the next one.